Hi, everybody. This is Laura, Spirit Medium Laura. And guess what? Today is my birthday. Today, I get to say I completed another year, and I'm trying out new wrinkle creams every day. Anyway, welcome to the show. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you all from Facebook who are showing up and everyone else. We have a couple of donations today. Hi, Esme from Florida. Hi there. She's on Facebook. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping. Hi, Danny. A little bit of housekeeping to explain how to get talked to on the show, how to have a message from Spirit. We already have a lot of people waiting in the queue, but there is a phone number to call if you do want to receive a reading. If I do not get to you this evening, I can get to you maybe next week. You also have an option of making a donation, but you better make it at the beginning of the show because I do want to get to some phone calls as well, people who did not make a donation. I also can keep checking to see who made a donation during the show because I kind of disappear and something else comes into me. So if you want to make a donation, do it now. And that's at spiritmediumtv.com. I already have 2 donations and I don't have a lot of room for many more. Spiritmediumtv.com is a place to make an $8 donation, and then you will be guaranteed you're spoken with. If you don't do that, I try to get to as many callers. They simply call in as well, but not sacrifice the quality of giving the answers to those that called in early deserve, which is a hint. If you don't get spoken to this evening, I will be working with you in the future, probably next Monday. I usually do it every Monday unless I'm on vacation. And there's a phone number to call. And if you call in 15 minutes before the hour, that's 6:45 p.m. Eastern time, and translate that to your time zone, you'll go into the queue and I'll screen you and you have a much better chance of being spoken with. That phone number is 347-945-5849. That's the phone number to call to go into the reading queue. That's 347-945-5849. Again, if you didn't call in early, I probably won't be able to get to you today because I already have donations and I already have several people waiting in the queue. But that's how they got, that's their trick, okay? There's also, what else do I need to explain? Oh, if you want to join my mailing list, you can do that there. You will receive a variety of resources, one of which is a free numerology report and regular updates and reminders about the radio show and numerous other free gifts. So join the mailing list, Spirit Medium Laura's mailing list, that's my mailing list, at spiritmediumtv.com. On the sidebar is a form to fill in to join the mailing list. Let's see what else. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do what I call the focus subject for the evening. That's whatever Spirit told me to share with you tonight. Usually there's a reason for it. Maybe somebody in the audience needs to hear this. Maybe everybody needs to hear it. But definitely I need to hear it. And so it was taught to me and I share it with you. And then after that, we'll do a brief meditation, prayer, energy connection, and I go right to the phone lines. So today, this may sound like a very trite heading or subject, if you will. It's extremely important. But I use this subject because if you know how to do any keyword research to get your articles found on the internet, one of the most relevant ones is the law of attraction. So this article, and you can find it by going to Spirit Medium TV, which is a page on my website, and there would be a search box there. And if you put in law of attraction secret, you'd go to this article. And so what is the secret? Well, there's many secrets to the law of attraction, but the current one that's being highlighted now by Spirit through me to you is if you know what you want, you will get what you want. Know what you want, get what you want. But the caveat here is a lot of people think they know what they want. They keep asking and asking and asking. They never get it. And that is because it's it's being asked from fear, the fear of being empty inside, the fear of not being enough, the fear of not having enough, the fear of being alone and separate from source, higher plane God. Because when you know that you are connected to that source, you sort of let go of all of this resistance, all of these toxic patterns that you're in, and you start to sort of attract in a divine flow of benevolent hunches, lucky coincidences, and even more importantly, an understanding of what you really want from a soul perspective. Some of the key things that will show you that what you want is coming from a higher place is the following. For one, you may say to yourself when you ask for it, that's not possible for me, right? That's not possible for me. Now, Darren, who's listening and came in at the end last week and is here again, he may feel, Darren, I'll use you as my example tonight. Please forgive me. But it's probably something that's good to know. That if you feel you're not worthy of something, or it's just not likely because the odds are against you, or whatever, you keep asking for that thing and telling yourself you can't have it, you'll never get it. Okay, so usually when we feel we really can't have something that we really, really want, whatever it is, expression, oh, how about work we love and money flowing to us from that? Or how about a healthy, loving relationship with someone? You know, quite often women in particular, and everybody does this, but I'll just use women as an example right now. A woman might fall in love with a specific person, a man, if she's heterosexual, a woman if she's not, and she might fall in love with this one person and tell herself, if I don't have this person, I don't have love. And then no matter how much she prays for it, no matter how many totem poles she worships, no matter how many crystals she wails around her house, throws around her house, she never gets that guy or that woman. Okay? So when she knows she is love already and doesn't need the complement of a specific individual to put it in her, something magical happens. She gets love. So you have to believe that you can have the thing you think you can't have. And the way you do that is to go into meditation and get clearer on your goals, what you really, really, really want. Not the goals that that you're settling for, or not the goals that have a really big limitation to them, like as if I can't have love, so I'm going to be forcing myself to have this one person. Rather, be in the space of I am divine, I am connected, and I know that I can have what I really want. Let me listen to what I really want. As soon as you hear what you really want, as soon as you state what you really want, very magical things happen. Source, God, the supernatural power of the spirit realm, if you want to call it that, but a higher power comes in to support you. If you're working on a fear-based level, an ego-based limitation level, you will only get limited results. So that is my nugget for today. I can't really think of any other good examples, and I want to go to the phone lines, but if you want to hear more about that, just go to that article. It's called Law of Attraction Secret. You can get it by searching for that Law of Attraction Secret at spiritmediumtv.com. So now I'm going to meander away from Facebook. I was looking right into whatever was there. There are comments. I can't see your comments for some reason. I don't know. If I click on that, I'll see them. I don't know. I can't see the comments on Facebook. I don't know why. If anybody can ever figure that out, email me. psychicmediumlaura@gmail.com. Okay, so I'm going to the phone lines. Woo-wee. We have a couple more callers. I want to see if another person I've been waiting for had the nerve, the guts to call in. I was giving somebody, okay. We're going to go to Darren. Oh, first we're going to do our prayer, energy connection, and then I'll go to Darren. Okay, so everybody listening, if you'd like to participate in the messages or just participate, I am about to create what's called a psychic or morphic field. Kind of cool, huh? I'm connecting us. So everybody listening, please sit back, uncross your arms and legs. Start to focus on breath from your abdomen. Breathing in deeply. And relaxing on the exhaling. Go of any and all tension, any and all fear. Starting to get in touch with what you need today. Today, remembering to do this from higher planes of possibilities and infinite abundance. So asking for what you want from love, not from fear. Okay? Focus on that. If you're wanting connection to the other side, please focus on that. And ask for your loved one or loved ones to come in. While you're doing that, I'm going to go off and invoke the prayer. I'll be right back. And now, on your next exhale of breath, please release into the space around you your energy, and I will connect us. One moment, please. Okay, I'm going to go to Darren. I just want to check Darren because there was somebody else who made a donation but it's not shown up. I just want to make sure because she would have been in front of you. She is not here right now, so let me go to Darren. Okay, Darren, hi. Hi, honey. I thought about you after I spoke to you last week, and do I have your permission to be frank, honest? I'm sure I do, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Do I have your permission to? It's not going to be painful. It's going to be nice, but I'm going to say a few things I didn't say. Okay, sweet. From my perspective and spirit's perspective, which is my perspective, looking at you, I see you as a person who believes in scarcity. We were just talking about that, getting what we want in life. And I know it's really hard to move from I can't have something fear-based. It's rare that anybody is successful at what I really want to do, or in a love area, because you had both big issues. I think you're calling about your relationship today. We'll talk about that in a moment. By the way, I'm doing this for everyone. It's information that is universal. So if we believe that we can't have love, we'll attract in unloving relationships. If we believe we can't have the work we love, we'll attract in work we hate. So when we start to realize we have a pattern, and by the way, everybody has their own pattern of equally as destructive belief systems. So don't feel that you're special, Darren, because you have yours, but we all have them. But so long as we remain in this situation of I can't have what I want, or it's just not possible, we get that kind of a result. So that's one thing I want you to think today, start to think today, that anything is possible for you. Love is possible for you, and financial remuneration for what you love doing is possible for you. But the first step to doing that is letting go. I call it 4 love steps, LOVE. They're 4 steps, basic steps. And if anybody goes to my website, spiritmediumtv.com, being a page on my website, you will see on the main menu, soul abundance. And the steps are there. So I'm not going to spend too much time. Everybody's really eager and, wanting me to get to them. But just go there to get them. But for you, I'm just going to go through quickly. L is for letting go and letting God. That the easiest, most direct way is through meditation. And I don't mean a visualization to get what you want. I mean just simple meditation. The O of the word love stands for open to what you really want. It's only by going neutral, meaning going into the now, going into a mindful living state, which is a Zen state, that we can start to be open to what brings us joy. So that's the second step, truly joy. Okay? Quite often we think, like I did, I needed money to be happy. And that wasn't an authentic goal, because when I got the money, I wasn't any happier. I kind of think, at least from my own experience, happiness is when you are expressing your true gifts in service to others and being remunerated in some way for that. But I'm going to leave that to you to decide, Darren. The V is to vibrationally align with what we really want once we are able to express that. And the E is to engage the divine flow so we evolve to joy. And when we reach nirvana, or, we're talking about that while we're still on earth on an astral plane, but when we evolve to joy, we're living in a state of being happy all the time, no matter what the circumstances. When we get to that state, our life takes on a much more magical, miraculous flow to it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do with you is go right to your question. You have a relationship question, Darren. Go right ahead, honey. Yes, with MB. Yeah. You want yes, MB. Yeah. So basically, you've written a few things. I'm going to start with any future communication. I like to start with yes or no questions. It sort of opens the door for me. MB, will MB allow or initiate? Will there be any future communications with MB? 1 second, please, Darren. Yeah, there would be. And I also hear he is open to change. But the problem is, and he is open to hearing from you again, but the problem is I also get this really funny feeling, like a tickle at the bottom of my stomach. Even though he is, it's like game playing. It's like a game. You understand? Never says what he really wants. Kind of likes holding you in a. It's like a playfulness to it. You never can resolve it. You go round and round and round and round and round and round, and he enjoys that. Does it mean you're ever going to get what you want from him? Well, I'll say probably not, because he enjoys the back and forth. He enjoys the playfulness of it. He enjoys the never getting what you want thing. He enjoys the cat and mouse. He enjoys the carrot in your face. He enjoys that. It excites him. Of course, people who live in that kind of a motivation stratum are very low on the empathy scale. You know that, right? There you go. And I want you to know that usually it's the way the brain is structured. We've done a lot of research on this because of, I think we all at some point or other meet somebody who is similar to that or has aspects of it. I'm just going to go, I want to go specific more for him though, rather than generalize, but we have a problem on our hands. Okay, this person. Let me just go now. What does he really want from you? I'm going to ask it that way. What does MB really want from Darren? Does he ever want a full-fledged commitment? Hold on. He can't really make a commitment. He really doesn't know how. He really doesn't understand himself very well. He doesn't even know where he's going in life. He's kind of dreary or depressed at times. When he gets close to somebody, he gets very cranky. He likes to blame all of his failures on the other person. He hasn't taken responsibility for himself or his involvement or where he's going in life. You have been a punching bag long enough for this negativity. You really need to get on with your life and not allow this person to distract you any longer. It's time to take the bull by the horns and get going on your own success. And also to start releasing what you think are your limitations. There are no limitations for anyone, Darren. You, most importantly, you have the world at your feet. Even though you think you're trapped, understand that's an illusion. It's an illusion from mistreatment earlier in your life that you received from an elder to you. You need to now release that and start going with your life. Start making plans and start seeking out what you desire, filtering for that in your vision. I'm going to say that again. You know, a lot of people say law of attraction is a lot of nonsense. Law of attraction is a filter. And we as humans, I don't see you on the switchboard anymore. Darren, are you still there? Yeah, there you are. You slipped down. Okay, good. Now, you know, a lot of people say, oh, law of attraction doesn't work. Well, it's not like rubbing a magical genie lamp. What it can do for you, though, if you start to see possibilities for yourself and start to get in touch with the good things that you really want, the juicy things, you start to filter for that. You start, when you have the confidence behind it, you start to select, you make the choices. Up until now, you haven't been doing that. You haven't been making the choices because you didn't feel worthy. You follow my drift here? Does it make sense to you? It's hard to get this. Yeah, it's really hard to get this when, okay. Ooh. Have you ever been in an abusive situation, relationship, or the way you were raised when you were growing up? Do you feel that you have been? Okay. And I hear over and over again. Would you agree with that? Emotional. That's fine. Emotional. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And do you sometimes wrestle with feelings of not being good enough or worthy to get what you really want? There you go. And so I'm suggesting to you that you need to now, I'm going to see if I can give you a really direct way to move beyond this. I'm being shown the most direct way, and I've been talking to a lot of people about this lately. It's called, well, first of all, to make your list of what you think you want. Put it on a vision board, pictures of what you want. You know what that is, right? Okay. And then forget about the critical thinking or I'm not worthy or anything like that. I want you to start writing or saying when you're looking at the vision board, I'm so happy and grateful that, and then look at the picture of what you want in your vision board and remind yourself of it. Don't worry about how it's going to come. Don't worry about if you're worthy of it. Just keep focusing on a daily basis on what you want. Okay? And I'm going to see if there's anything else to do to get you out of the pattern you're in. On his own. Yeah. You can go to YouTube and get some meditations on releasing patterns of negative self-talk, releasing patterns of abuse, and also improving self-esteem. This could be some very good things to do on your own. But this person, MB, is not a good one to put your energy into because I do not see him as worthy of your contact. What I see is a person who is, oh God, okay, he's destroyed by his own self-esteem patterns and negative self-talk. And so you can't work out your negative self-talk with someone who has negative self-talk. You have to break that pattern by breaking that link there and starting a new pattern on your own. There's also something called, if you've ever heard of this, Codependence Anonymous. Have you ever heard of that? Okay, the reason I bring it up is it's free, and I know you're in a money strait right now, but it could be supportive of some of this work that we're talking about to do with yourself. So meditation, particularly those you find on YouTube for some of the issues we talked about, your own vision board, and then what I call scripting, or others call scripting. There are videos on YouTube about scripting also, are very powerful. I've been doing scripting, and I tell you, when I go back to my old way of thinking, I say, what am I, high on life or something? Because some of this stuff is like I've hypnotized myself into believing. But that's where you want to be, because we don't get anything but more negativity when we're negative. We only get more unhappiness when we're unhappy. So we have to move our self-talk to a new place to create new good things for ourselves. Is there anything else you want to ask about that, love? Well, that's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question because, see, part of you is so sad at the loss of this because I can see this a mirror between the two of you, a lot of the similarities there. So let me see if it ever, that's a hard one to answer. Well, okay. I don't want to say I can ever, but I say it's not likely. And the only chance of it ever being anything is if you do what we were talking about, which is heal thyself, because then you can attract in healed people. And if he heals himself and you heal yourself, then everything can change. But I don't think that the two you can help each other heal. Of course, I'm not a therapist, and if you feel that you can afford to go to a licensed mental health counselor, you might want to explore that, because that's the ethical thing for me to remind us all is I'm just giving you what spirit is telling me. But if you do feel so inclined, you always can go on for licensed counseling with somebody who's a therapist. And Codependence Anonymous is also a nice way to help yourself. So, but the answer is I can never say never, but the path to happiness in love with MB or anyone else is to begin a loving dialogue and support of yourself. All right, sweetheart. God bless. All right. Thank you, honey. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm still looking for area code 317, who was supposed to come to the show. And I guess something happened and she couldn't come. She was a donation. She had a very difficult situation in her life. Okay, moving to oh, sorry, Catherine, I just got to check. Oh, we got a lot of donations. Whoa, boy. Ellie, I'll get back to you later. Okay, we're going to Jada. And Jada's phone number starts with 518. She's made a donation. 518, Jada. Please do not make any more donations. I cannot accept them any longer because the show is well into its time. Okay, I didn't look, Jada, honey, I didn't look to see what you wanted, darling. So let's see. Due to August 19th, I'm going to know if I'll have a healthy, oh, well, congrats. Healthy baby, or any messages on new beginnings that this baby will bring me. August 19th. Ooh, a Leo. A Leo on the cusp to do I have a male feeling to the child, Jada? Is that correct, love? Yes. Did you hear what I just said? I feel a boy. Do you know the sex of the child? You're having a girl. Okay. Well, she's going to have a lot of rough and tough. She's kicking you a lot and you're carrying her large. All right. All right. She's a miracle baby, I'm hearing, of sorts. You really didn't know that this baby was coming to you at this time in your life. Very special baby. Yeah. Well, I'm just giving you what I'm hearing in my head, which means I'm getting a dialogue from your guides, your angelic guides about you. This baby is a miracle baby of sorts. You really didn't think, okay, you already said come this fast, but there's things that you are really looking after your health well now. You're taking excellent care of yourself. The baby looks a lot like you. You will notice that at birth. And the personality of the child, will be a lot like the father. She will be a strong physical child, very strong physically, very intelligent, and will have a lot of healing powers of sorts, like yeah, healing powers. She will have a lot of healing powers, like similar. Well, let me just say, I see her having healing powers. Do you know what I mean by that? Yes. Yeah, yeah. She'll be a very an intuitive child, very intuitive. And you're the same. You're very intuitive. You're very much a healer. You know people. You have insight. You're very creative. You're a very creative genius, actually. Okay. So you want to the specific question was, what was it? Your question. Okay. Yeah. Well, okay. You already were told she's very strong physically. She'll have a very strong body, and her resilience will be excellent. She'll start walking early. She'll start speaking early. She'll be very advanced for her age. Will she be healthy, please? In addition to what I've just delivered, I'm asking spirit. Yes, she will be extremely healthy and extremely beautiful, good looking like you. Um, she will have, yeah, very good self-esteem, be very much like mother, and very creative as well. I see a bit of curliness in her hair, and like a light brown or golden kind of highlights in the baby hair, and very pretty young child. I also hear a J name for her. I don't know if you've come up with any name yet. Did you choose a name? I know, but is there a J name for her also? Oh, okay. All right. Well, then maybe I was just hearing your name again. I don't know. I don't know why. All right. So she's going to be healthy, and most first babies, the mothers are usually very protective and, like you are, apprehension. That's perfectly normal. Um, yeah, I just get a lot of good stuff around this. I feel a cozy, warm home, loving people, you and your mother, and I do feel a male around you. You're not alone in sort of thing, and everything really nice. So, what was that thing they're showing me? You like to wear long skirts? Do you like to wear long skirts? I can see like your stomach, but I see a long kind of like floral print skirt to the floor. Well, are they long? Because they look long to me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, honey. It's a skirt on a dress. It doesn't matter if it's a skirt or a dress, but I see a long one on you. And I also get a feeling, you're very creative and people around you are very creative. It's almost like you're in a hippie kind of community or something, but not hippie, right? Yeah, very, very beautiful people and souls around you. So everything's good. Not to worry, Jada. Okay, and thank you so much for your donation. It goes to help animals. Thank you, love. Bye bye. Thank you, honey. Okay, there is another donation here, and that would be from, please, no more donations. That would be from Linda. And let's see what we got here. Linda's phone number starts with 604, and she skipped telling me what her question is. Let's see if I could find 604 in the queue, and then I will go to Catherine. 604, there it is. Hi there, Linda. Thank you so much. What was that? Oh, okay. All right. Thank you for that correction. Just reading off the donation. As you might have heard, it goes to help animals. So Charlene, yeah, well, thank you. It's your donation. So what can Spirit do for you today? Zachary. Okay. And do you have a specific question about him? All right, don't tell me anything else. I don't want to know. Okay, that's fine. I don't want you to tell me too much. I just wanted the question. We'll look at overall being. Okay. Uh, would you understand? Would you understand? Would you understand 15, 16 years old for him, please? Okay, he's a very good kid, uh, very creative, doesn't listen at all to anyone around him, and likes to do things his own way. Uh, he does get into trouble every now and then. Um, likes to run off on his own. He needs money right now to get going on projects that he's seeing for himself. Again, very creative. He wants money. Let me just see what that's going. I don't, there's something with money. I have to see what that is, honey. Oh, what's money exactly? He's a very good thinker, very intelligent person. He needs money now to get going with his purpose in life. He believes that he can do something very, very special. It's very unique gifts that he has. Again, he doesn't want to listen to anybody else about it. He wants to do things his own way. Would that make sense to you so far, please? All right. Well, his self-esteem is good. He has good judgment. You might have fear he could get into trouble, but I don't get he will. Because the reason I say that is you know this all about him already, and you're thinking, well, this is a young man that one cannot control, nor do I really want to control him because he is very creative and intelligent. But on the other hand, I hope he doesn't, go off and do something that could get him in trouble. But he's not going to get in trouble. He is going to listen to you, and I believe a father figure in his life, and he's going to get going on his work eventually, which is a very creative work. It has a lot to do with healing and helping. And I also feel that he might start on that, even though he's 15, 16 is the relevant age for him. He may be skipping some grades and going right into it. So just give him what you can give him, and work with him on his terms as best you can. It's a little bit like riding a wave, like surfing a wave with him. You don't want to hold him back too much, but you don't want to say no because you'll limit him, but you can't give him everything he wants. So give him what you can give him, and give him your ear, your understanding, and include him in decision-making process for him. And he will be more understanding than you realize, and compromise can be achieved. I hope that this makes sense to you. Oh, okay. All right. I understand. Okay. So let me just, so I'm thinking all around 15, 16, this is going on with him. So where is the problem now? You just want to, because I went on with this. I guess that's what you did do. Um, yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, yeah. So you need to have a dialogue open with him. You can't limit him too much because he'd be rebellious and go and do things his own way. But on the other hand, you need to have a dialogue of rationality, being reasonable and structured in guiding this young man. It's the same message I gave you a moment ago, but you just reapply it to his current age. You can't give, he can't, I feel he wants money, a lot. Um, right? You can't give him. Yeah. Okay, so what? Yeah, right. So I'm getting that the rational, open dialogue approach works best with him. You know, because he's extremely intelligent, and when you carry along the potential results of certain behavior, you intellectualize that with him. Well, if you did that, this would happen most likely. Not without telling him what to do, but showing him what would happen. It will make sense. He needs guidance. He is 24. He's not 84. He's not that wise yet. And everybody develops at their own pace. But the message that came in early, and I'm restating it now, is he will listen to the right guidance if it's not controlling, if it's rational. So, yeah. So there's something for you to do here. It's not like a flat answer of a prediction. It's an answer of how to handle the situation. And you're doing a good job with that already. You have taken a lot of matters into your own hands in terms of this approach. You've done a lot of this already. It is making an impact on him. You may not notice it when you converse with him, but then after you leave him alone, he thinks about it, and he may even forget who said it to him, but you made an impression on him. So rather than take a real strong nose, yeah, right, yeah, exactly. Just as long as he understands, and don't make it like I'm telling you what to do. Make it like let's have a rational conversation about this, and he will listen. So that's the answer. All right. Thank you so much, Charlene, for calling in, honey, and your donation. Thank you. You too, honey. Bye-bye. Okay, let me just check something here and make sure everything's okay. So sorry, I have a client that's trying to get something, but I can't get to her right now. Okay, I'm going to Catherine, who's very patiently waiting here. She's called in the first called in earlier. Hi, Catherine. Hi. So you had a life question. Go ahead and fire. No. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. What are the initials, please? All right. Let's see what we get there. Well, yeah, I get a feeling of him being very protective of himself, mistrust, mistrustful of others. See what I can get with that. He really does want to trust you. That will happen over time. So the answer is, I feel over time of getting to know you, he will learn to trust you more with his feelings, because I see he really wants to have something with a person like you. I can't, you just met him. He's not head over heels yet in love with you, but he wants to. But he needs to have a coherent approach to a relationship. He doesn't just dive in. He is a structured thinker, likes things to be done in a structured way. He's got like a engineering mind, if you will. And he's not very, he doesn't lead with emotion, but he does have emotion. And once they're given, once he taps into his feelings, he'll never be a messy kind of sloppy kind of guy, kissy guy. He'll never be like overtly, but but he's a good guy. He's just reserved. So I feel that he just needs to go through a process with you of evaluating the situation, who you are, what he really wants, what he really feels, like, rummaging through it and evaluating it. And then slowly but surely, I think you'll see the moat go up and he'll let you into the castle. Uh, all right. Well, good luck with that. Yeah, just let it unfold. He is a person of substance and certainly worth getting to know better. Right. Thank you, love. Bye bye. I'm going to Kiki. Kiki, bless your heart for letting me use Kiki instead of the other name because I couldn't say it. But they're both beautiful names, Kiki and go ahead, say your first name so everybody hears it. Kikalia is a beautiful name. Okay, Kikalia, it's not a problem for me to say. Go ahead and ask your question, my dear. All right, Kikalia. Okay. Okay, is it 352? You're very, why do I see you around food, like cooking food or creatively with food? Do you have any work with food now, or do you like that? Getting that for you. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, okay. Well, that's just the first, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. All right. So you're in food service now, or you were and you want to leave it. Okay, good. That's why I see that. All right. Oh, really? Hmm. I don't know what they mean by this. Have you, I know it's a little weird question. I don't want to even ask it. Just let me see what else we can get. I'm not going to let it go, but it'll feed into the answer. You need to stick with something more than you have in the past. You have sort of inklings every now and then of what you really want to do, and then you jump around a lot. You never give yourself a chance to get fully situated in a career that you would like. Your feeling is because you don't like the career or that you've chosen or you've jumped around a lot. But Spirit is saying it a different way. It's like you were moving out of things before you had a chance to fully appreciate it. I'm going to continue, so just bear with me. And it feels to me like it's a very soft feeling. I'm not getting a strong feeling. Probably because you don't know what you want to do on any level. Okay, I feel like you would need to go back to school, and it's very discouraging for you to do that, to get more involved in something that you think you would want to do. Would that make sense to you, please? And so that's a block. In other words, you can't really get in touch with what's right for you because the whole burden of going back to school seems very difficult remote, like a huge burden. So we're going to have to go around that somehow because I know you, if you knew what you really liked, the motivation you're believing would be there. All right, hold on. Health and wellness is your profession. You should continue in that. Would you understand that, please? That's what you're meant to do. That's what you should really do. You just need to find a way to do it that will help people heal better than what you have been doing before. Uh, you do not need necessarily go back to a 4-year degree program. It could be nice to get 1 or 2 extra credentials, but it's more important to understand who you are, what you want, and how that business would look to you rather than get any more credentials, if you will, because you truly have a gift of healing that you've known for a long, long time. But it could also deal with nutrition and supplements and natural healing. So pulling together a healer's mindset with nutritional counseling would be very, very good for you. And so eventually you probably need to get additional credentials, but they're just the ones you need to do nutritional counseling. And would it be in a form of working for someone else or working for yourself? I'm going to see that now, Kiki. You should work for someone else first to get needed experience and results. And then eventually you can go on into your own practice. For some reason or other, I see weight loss would be a key area to get started in, helping people with weight loss. And then, believe it or not, forming your own approach to that later on in your own business. Would that make sense to you, please? And you would like that very much. And also working one-on-one with people would be very gratifying for you, especially if you see results in them, and that it is your purpose, and you will be led, and there won't be any burdens or obstacles. I think what you're really needing is somebody to validate what you think is true. But I do feel that as soon as you say yes to it, you're going to notice the opportunity is going to pop up in front of you. Okay? So don't worry about the opportunities. Just think about what you want to do. Think about being in service. Think about how much fun it's going to be helping people reach their goals. Okay? All right, love. Thank you, honey. Bye-bye. Okay, and there would be somebody else down here. Yes, it would be Amy. And let me just make sure I haven't overlooked something up here. All right, Amy is at 619 area code. Hello, 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 Amy. Happy birthday again. Can you hear me okay? Yes, I can. You know, who this Amy was when I was opening your line. I go to such a different place. I forget everything. All right. Anyway, Amy, go ahead and if you have a question, go ahead and ask it, please. Okay. I am in the process. Is realtor? Is Rusty the realtor? Yeah. No. Don't say anything else. All right. So, well, he says he's willing to put it. Why don't you just limit? This is a logic answer, not a psychic one, but it seems to me like if you, it's a little creepy and complicated because he could sabotage you finding a buyer. All right, let me just go to his energy. Rusty, Oklahoma house. Give me the number on the door of the house, the street number. Yes, please. All right, hold on. Yeah, it is a reasonable offer for the house and the condition it's in. It is a little under market value, and you could get a little bit more for it if you did put it on the market, a little bit more. It's a little under market value. Recommendation, negotiate with him for cash deal. In other words, say I'll take 24, and you probably end around 20, maybe 22, 21, something. But I feel it's a reasonable offer, just a little under market, because he really wants to negotiate it. You can also ask, I hear you have some people you know in the area. You can ask them to go over, look at it. You can also ask them to send you photos of the home and or a video of it to see it for yourself. But the psychic answer is it is a reasonable offer, just a little under market, and you could negotiate a bit better price. And if it's not much better, take it. Your headache's done. But that's what I'm getting.
Yeah, and he could, okay, and I did tell him to put it on the market right now at this position.
Yeah, you can't lose that one. Yeah, you can't lose that way. You know, I mean, I just feel it would be probably sold higher than that. That's all. You know, and you can also just try to get that price out of him. No, don't forget, it's just his first offer. It's not the bottom line. Yeah, you forgot about that. You can negotiate with him, is what I'm trying to tell you, because that's how he thinks.
Yeah, he's a tough cookie.
Yeah, well, he's a businessman. He's used to deals. That's what realtors do. Real estate people do. They make deals. They don't ever give first price. You know, it's back and forth. It's haggling. It's negotiating. But I feel that you could probably get a little more, maybe up to 22, but not much more than that. And it does need a lot of work, but you can always ask for photos from him to be sure. Okay?
Yeah, I had 2 offers. Okay, great.
Yeah, sweetheart, that's fine. Do you need to ask anything else on it? You were trying to say something.
I had 2 offers now.
Yeah, but then you're gonna have to pay a fee. Yeah, that cash would have been oh, I see, it would have still been through a realtor. Oh, it was direct? Yeah, it's worth a little bit more. You can get a little bit more. So see if you can negotiate with him, I would suggest, or just see what comes out of the market. But you're not gonna get much more than 18. Okay, my dear?
Thank you. Enjoy your birthday.
Thanks, love. Have a beautiful evening, honey. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thanks, bye-bye. Okay, going to Danielle. Hi, Danielle, how you doing? Thank you, thank you. What's your question, my dear? Uh-huh, uh-huh. Give me the initials, please. Yeah, that's like Dallas, JR. Remember that show? You probably not, you're probably too young to remember JR. Okay, hold on. JR to Dallas. Don't mind it. Can you hear that little thing in the background? Yeah, you can hear it. Don't mind that. It's just the telling us the show is officially coming to the end of its hour, but I will stay a little later today. So JR, and the question was, is he serious, or is this something that you should take seriously? Give me the exact question again. Okay, will you ever be? Okay. No, not really. Feels difficult for him, as if he has other responsibilities and other commitments. I also get a very strong, stern feeling about him. He's got a lot of masculine energy to him. Seems like a very responsible person and a very mature individual. Someone that you could easily look up to and have feelings for. However, I feel that he's otherwise occupied or engaged, and he's not looking for that. The answer is at this time, right? At this time. Things can always change, but as of right now, writing of this, it feels like he's otherwise occupied. I can I can take a quick look at ever, would it ever change? Uh, we could take a quick look at that. Danielle, may I do so? All right. Well, his current thinking in his head and the way he's going about things is to keep things as they are for as long as possible. So there's not a lot of movement there. Um, but things could always happen that are out of his control. I'm answering from the perspective of what's going on in his mind at the moment. Right now, there's not a lot of room for change, is what I'm seeing. So that's, I have to give you the message, honey. I'm sorry, but that's what I'm seeing. I mean, you may go to a different site, get a different answer, but that's what I'm seeing. Yeah, I mean, he's a very compelling individual, almost like a hero figure, the way I see him, a good guy. But he seems to be occupied elsewhere now. Okay, my dear? Thank you, love. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm going to go to Kalita, who has been waiting very long. Kalita, my dear, how are you?
Don't forget happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. All right, so we're going to side connection for you, right? All right, sweetheart. And thank you so much for calling in. Kalita used to call into this show, everybody listening, almost every week for a couple of months, maybe 3 or 4 months. And I used to love hearing from you, and I love hearing from you. Yeah. Okay. And you're very psychic. Yeah, Kalita is very psychic. So I 443. Kalita is in spirit for Kalita from the other side, please. Well, there is a very frail woman coming in from spirit. She's very slender here, emotionally frail too at the time of her passing. Uh, but I see a woman who's very slender and very frail. I also hear emotionally frail. I'm going to give you 1 or 2 more things, and then I'm going to come back to you to see if you can understand who this is. I need to get a clearer image. Okay. I also feel that this woman would have had trouble getting food down, holding food down. And I feel that there's a lot of problems in the stomach area, throwing up and other things there. So that might be why she's so thin and frail. And it also looks like she would have lost some hair in her head. Those kind of symptoms sound like a particular illness we would know about, but I'm not going to say that yet. I'm just going to go with what this composite is giving me so we can get a firm ID, because I don't feel I've given you enough yet. Hold on. A lot of fear at the passing. She's not happy to go to spirit. She's really, it's a very difficult transition for her. You left things at her bedside for her quite a bit to help her with emotional control or soothing her, making her feel good about herself. I also see on the side of her bed something that would have helped her breathe a little bit, like get air in her lungs, like something that she would have breathed in on, like as if she couldn't breathe, like that. And I feel that she is in a older woman to you capacity. That could mean mother, grandmother, could mean aunt, grandaunt, could mean friend, but older female to you. Would you understand from what I'm saying anything here? Recognize this person yet? You do? If you don't know who it is, okay, did she have trouble breathing, love, towards the end of her life? She did. Go ahead. She did. Yeah, I said go ahead. Go ahead, love. Say what you're going to say. Oh. Oh, okay. So that goes with that. Yeah, because the initial thing was very, I couldn't really pinpoint the timeline on it. It was just all coming in as features of this particular person. And would you understand the hair is lost in her head or somehow thinned out? towards the end of her life. Does that make sense to you? Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was cancer because of the thinness, the frailness, that she might have been given chemo that would have made her throw up. Okay. Yeah. So that's what I'm seeing here. This woman has cancer. I was a little, my mother died of lung cancer also. And so, yeah, and it's a very, I sometimes when I get information, I'm a little hesitant because I think, oh, I hope I'm not overshadowing it. But anyway, there it is, lung cancer. Uh, she says to me, I died of a heart attack also because you gave me something that upset me a lot at the time of my transition. Uh, you gave me, you gave me a lot of heartache when I was transitioning. You didn't tell me something about yourself when you were younger, a loss that you had, and then towards the end of my life, you shared things about yourself. Not that you did anything wrong, Kalita, she says, but that I felt sad for things that you lost and things and tragedies you had in your life that I never gave you. She says, I never gave you enough love, or I wasn't there with you. Would you know anything about not getting enough love from mom, or things you found out towards the end of life, or that you discussed? That makes sense to you, please. Oh, 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 oh. And that's it. Yeah, that's the thing that I'm getting, is that abusive relationship. But go ahead, honey, continue. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, well, you know how it is being a mother. You know how being a mother is, right? You're a mother now. Sometimes they do what's for our good, right? But they're always losing in the end. All right, sweetie. Well, anyway, that your personal message from your mother was around that, how there was a heartbreak there, and but it was all made up. It is. Let me just see if there's anything else she wants to say, and then I will end the show. Is there anything else, Mother? All right, well, let's see. She says, you're very giving with one of your sons, but not the other one. He needs more attention from you. You're really not giving him enough love or attention, or at least he's acting that way. He's acting out a lot. She says you need to take care of them both equally, or maybe even not equally, because the younger one feels like he needs more attention. And she's saying he feels, oh, it's a daughter. Who's the younger one? The daughter? Who's the younger one, honey? I asked you. Solomon is the younger one? Okay, that's the boy. He feels like he needs, Mom is saying he needs more attention from you so he can grow into a young man. He's not getting enough attention or love at home. Not that you're neglecting him, he's just high maintenance. And you need to, she's suggesting, give him the attention he needs right now. He'll grow out of that neediness. So our message is just to give him more attention, even though Jasmine, you says the older one? Jasmine, she's a beautiful girl, Mom says. Take care of her just as I would. Give her the right values and the right dreams and the right goals. I love you all tremendously. Please take care of yourself. And she shows me some kind of ring that she gave you that you hold from time to time, that you hold close to your heart, just to give you that confirmation that she knows when you're thinking of her and she's giving you her love. Make sense? Oh, all right. And that's on your husband inside of the family. It's a grandma to him. And she's been diagnosed with cancer. Is she around 85 years old, honey? I get that number. All right, all right. Well, what I'm getting is that she will get better for a period of time, but then like a remission, but then it will come back again. So don't worry too much about it. It'll be okay, but I don't feel she's transitioning immediately. There'll be some back and forth on that. Okay? Thank you, love. You're amazing too, honey. Thank you so much, love. Bye. Thank you, love. Bye-bye. Okay, everybody, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. I wish you all the best of health and happiness, and I look forward to working with you next Monday. Ciao, everybody.